Young and Restless 2 week spoilers, July 13th to 24th. Adam's explosive rebellion and Jack's nightmare. Young and the Restless 2 week spoilers for July 13th to 24th, 2026 excite with Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, ready to revolt when he is forced into an untenable position that does not appeal to him at all. Plus, Jack Abbott's Peter Bergman. Worst nightmare may not be over just yet, so buckle up for that. During the 2 weeks of July 13th through the 24th, we're also going to get the last day of July sweeps that comes on Monday the 20th in action with Kyle Abbott's Michael Mealer. Revenge Plan is going on. Plus, Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, is ready to lash out, and Abby Newman, Melissa Ordway, is worried. Let's get started. Young and the Restless. Jack's recovery and Kyle's revenge. July 13th through 17th. Monday, July 13th, in his hospital room, we've got Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, telling Jack that she loves him and wants to be with him forever. And he wonders if he kind of deserves what Patty Williams, Stacey Hayduke, did because of how terribly he treated her in the past. Diane doesn't think so, and then she heads home to get some rest. And Abigail stops by to visit her Uncle Jack and get some advice about Devin Hamilton, Brighton James. Later, Jack nods off and has nightmares about Patty stabbing him, and then he does some reminiscing about his dad, John Abbott, Jerry Douglas. At the mansion, Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, and Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, also talk about how great of a dad he was. Then Diane arrives and gets a very warm welcome. Abby also pops in, and the ladies send Jack a smiling selfie. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, gives Kyle complete props for saving Diane's life, and they talk about nearly losing Jack. And Billy talks about how Jack was a father figure to him because of their age gap and that he was jealous when Kyle came along and he acted out. He says sorry, and then Billy warns that chasing revenge on Victor Newman, Eric Braden, is a bad idea. Kyle is determined to make Victor pay for bringing Patty back and her nearly killing Jack and Diane both. And Billy mentions Victor's the reason he and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, didn't last because the Newmans always enable Victor and let him get away with it all. Kyle wants Billy's advice and input on his revenge plan, but Billy says he cannot get involved because of Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and they've got a baby on their way. Kyle understands, but he's not going to stop until he makes Victor pay for what he did to his parents. YNR spoilers. Victor upsets Adam. On Tuesday, July 14th, Victor gives Kyle a warning, and I wonder if he's going to let Victor know that he is coming for him. Plus, Adam is really irritated that Victor is planning to go after Spectra because Phyllis gave Newman Media to Billy and then he integrated it into Sally's company. Adam even reminded Victor that Sally is pregnant. And of course, Adam doesn't want to stress her out and cause a miscarriage, but Victor doesn't care. So, Adam offers an alternative plan that he and Chelsea came up with. Adam is asking Victor to give them 6 months to put their plan into motion. And Adam says, and then if it doesn't work, you can do what you want. But Victor tells Adam, this is the offer. You can take it or leave it. Young and the Restless spoilers. Sally blasts Adam and Chelsea. On Tuesday, Sally confronts Adam and Chelsea, accusing them of sabotaging her company. Obviously, Victor has done something at that point, and I hope that Adam and Chelsea explain that it's Victor and not them. I think it's fine to throw him under the bus. Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, struggles with her blindness, which is her new reality. She still has bandages on both her eyes. The tumor was only on one optic nerve, so I'm wondering why both eyes are still covered. I don't understand the medical of that. But bottom line, somebody needs to give Nikki a cane before she trips and falls into something. On Wednesday, July 15th, we've got Jack and Diane reunited, and it feels so good. Now, they just need to get Jack healed up so he can get out of the hospital. Also, Kyle and Diane are in Jack's hospital room when Nikki and Victoria show up for a visit. As Nikki sits by Jack's bedside, her eyes are still bandaged. And I wonder if he's going to tell Nikki that this is Victor's fault because we know he brought Patty to Genoa City. However, we also know that Victoria can't handle any criticism of Daddy. That same day, Victor is hurling accusations of betrayal at Nikki. I'm guessing it's because she went to visit Jack in the hospital. And I wonder if Nikki asks Victor questions about Patty and his involvement with her. And that will enrage Victor, no doubt. Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle negotiates with Patty. Kyle goes and offers Patty a deal on Wednesday. So Kyle shows up to visit her at her GSPD cell, and she tells Kyle he's not the Abbott that she wanted to see. Kind of weird because, did Patty really think Jack was going to come visit her? He's still in the hospital recovering where she stabbed him. So I do think Kyle is going to tempt Patty with the idea of cutting a deal, flipping on the real villain, which is Victor, so that Patty doesn't need to spend the rest of her life in prison. Kyle fully believes that Victor was behind everything Patty did, bankrolling it, encouraging it, all of that. On Thursday, July 16th, Victor plays hardball. He is coming at Spectre Charles. Billy, of course, is the one that Victor's after, but it's Sally and Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. They're going to pay the price, and I suspect this may light a fire under Billy. So despite his earlier objections, he may join Kyle's revenge plan against Victor, and Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, may get involved since she is bankrolling Spectre Charles. Victoria and Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, honor Cole Howard's to Eddie Peck memory, naming the publishing division of Newman Enterprises they're setting up after Claire's dad. He passed a little more than a year ago on July 3rd, 2025 from Legionnaire's disease. Nikki is extremely concerned about Nick Newman's, Joshua Morrow, sobriety, and worried that he's going to relapse because of all the stress he's under. Also, this week, Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, checks in with Nick at Crimson Lights. She's also concerned. Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor and Nikki concerns to Jack on Monday about her husband. This is all about Devin and his anger issues. The last time Devin gave into his anger, he ruined Nate's surgical career when he assaulted him. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, talks with Lily this week at the Genoa City Athletic Club. I'm sure Devin is still giving Lily a hard time about trusting Kane and Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, but Lily is falling for Kane again, and she wants Holden in her life. I do wonder if Devin's a little jealous about Holden. Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, and Noah have some issues because of Matt Clark, Roger Howarth. Next week, he's back up at the Shadow Room again, talking to Noah and Sienna. And Noah looks like he's ready to punch Matt in the face, while Sienna looks worried on Young and the Restless. Young and the Restless. Power shifts and revenge plans. July 20th through 24th. Then the week of July 20th through the 24th, we've got Victor and Nikki moving forward. But if Kyle gets the deal that he wants from Patty, things could change for them. Our summer spoilers promise Victor and Nikki continue to be tested. We may see Devin getting an anger intervention from Lily, Nate, and Abby. If so, it'll tick him off and just anger him more. Noah and Sienna's relationship faces challenges, with Audra trying to tempt Noah away from Sienna, and then Matt continuing to push their buttons and stay in their faces. We'll see more about what happens after Kyle makes Patty that offer of a sweet deal. Christine Blair, Roma Lottie, Laura Lee Bell may need to make some more arrests soon. I picture Patty long-term back in a padded room, not doing a hard time in a state prison, because honestly, that's where she needs to be. She's crazy. Nikki gets her bandages off soon, but I expect her sight to continue to be compromised for a while. Kane and Lily get much closer. Victor ticks off Billy as he accelerates his efforts to take over Sally's company. Adam isn't going to like that, and he and Billy may see eye to eye on this. Plus, Nick's struggles are far from over, and Victoria takes the reins at Newman Enterprises, and I'm sure she'll have no problem doing Victor's dirty work for him. But her brothers might not agree.